everybody, this is Chthonian Alliance here, bringing you with a brand new video. Today we got a new numbers monster coming out of the Collector's Pack 2018, which I assume translates into us, Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge. So hopefully we will see this card relatively soon, within the next couple of months, like 4 months, we'll see. But this is number 27, Dreadnought Battleship Dreadnoid. Rank 4 water machine, exceeds effect monster with 2200 attack, 1000 defense, and it requires 2 or more level 4 monsters. And you can only use the first effect of this card once per turn, and it has 2 effects, and this card is actually pretty good. The first effect is if this card destroyed an opponent's monster by battle at the end of the battle phase, you can special summon one rank 10 or higher machine exceeds monster by using this card as material. Special summon is treated as exceeds summon. Exceeds materials attached to this card also become exceeds material on the summon monster, which is actually pretty incredible because there are quite a few number of cards to generate off of this effect. But let's just jump right into the second effect, that way we could just get the one out of the way. It's not terrible, it's just a little bit of an addition, just in case if your attack gets negated or something like that. The second effect is if this card you control would be destroyed by battle or a card effect, you can detach one exceed material instead. Well, not really if your card gets negated, more like if it just happens to get just in case if this effect gets effect failed, which is possible, so, or something like that. So do keep that in mind. It also protects itself from cards like Ghost Ogre Ghost Ogre in this way, because you can't just Ghost Ogre this card's effect, which is actually kind of interesting. So on to the cards that you can actually use with this card. There are only like 6 cards. There's only 6 or 7 cards here. And since the pool is so shallow, there has to be some decent ones, right? So let's just go over each one of them. Obviously, we know who Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max is. He's one of the more iconic rank 10s in the game. That generic, ability to just burn your opponent for 2000 damage to detach is also, it's a very viable card. I'm not saying it's not. It's just a very good overall, just a singular style of effect, and it's very easy to maneuver around. You also have number 81, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. If you guys don't know what this card does, is once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach an exceeds material from this card, then target one face a monster on the field. That target is unaffected by card effects, except for its own effects until the end of the turn. It kind of just has its own built-in protection. It has 3200 attack and 4000 defense. It's a pretty good monster for what it is. We also have a Sky Palace Gunguradai. This card is actually pretty cool. It's not as useful as the other ones. I think this one's on the lower end of the rank 10 through the rank 10 high or higher scale. But other than the next card that we're going to talk about, but this card is pretty cool too. You can detach one exceed material from this card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target, and if you do, inflict 1 points of damage to your opponent. You can only use this effect once per turn. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect, so like I said, he's not that good. The destruction effect won't become that relevant, but if you just want a big rank 10, then this guy is really big. So yeah. We also have number 9, Chaos Dyson Sphere. And he's just a burden card. It's nothing more than that. Like if you have Dyson equipped to, or attached to it, it becomes more damage. But for the most part, it's not that big of a deal. So I won't really worry. I wouldn't really worry much about that. Super Dimensional Robo Galaxy Destroyer is one of the premium ones. There's actually 3 of them here that are actually quite premium, other than Dreadnought Rail Cannon, because he's super generic. But this card's a Harpy's Feather Duster. And your opponent can't activate in response to this card's effect. At least spell and traps they can't activate in response to. Plus this guy has 5000 attack, just for no reason. This card's super strong, but it's really cool. This one, Sky Palace Babylon, is interesting. I was reading this card and it's not terrible. I would say it's probably one of the better ones actually. I would say it's like in the middle, like it's average. Like if you don't have the rest of the cards and you just want to play it, and this card's not a bad choice. It's just other ones are better. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. If this card has Sky Palace, Gangradai as Xyz material, against the following effect. Once per turn, you could, if it destroys the most monster by battle, you could detach Xyz material from this card, then it can make a second attack in a row. The first effect is good by itself because it allows you, because in this card is going to get over whatever it wants. It has 3,800 attacks. There's no way this card's not going to get over anything that it wants because of the stat line, and it will obviously send it to the graveyard unless like Microcosmos or Dimensional Fissure is on the board. Sorry. Also, you're looking at my World Chalice list. It's not. I haven't played it in a while, but it's whatever. This card is super good. It's one of the I would say it's one of the premium ones. I would put it up there. Also, side note, he's also one of the only rank 11s in the game. So to keep that in mind, that's not really saying much because you're never gonna have three level 11 monsters to exceed summon into him. So, and the last card, this is I think the best choice, and it actually just went up because of this card's announcement, is Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus. It has 3 different effects that are all super good. The first part of the effect really doesn't matter. It just special summons 3 Quantum Mech monsters, Xyz monsters with different names when it's sent to the graveyard. So it's not that important. But the thing that you have here is when it gains effects based on the number of Xyz materials. If it's 2 or more, and once per turn during any player's turn, you can detach Xyz material, shuffle 1 card on the field into the deck. Ignister has this effect, and Ignister is at 1. So that means it's pretty good, right? It's at least somewhat good. The fourth one, if it has 4 or more, it is unaffected by card effects except Super Quant cards. That's pretty good. I think if you get 4, you're probably golden. So, but this one has a third one where you have 6 or more cards. Your opponent cannot add cards from the deck to their hand. So making this really hard to kill. On top of the fact that it locks your opponent's deck and they can't search. And at any point, if they ever want to, and if they ever see a card that's a bigger threat than this card, which shouldn't really happen because he's 3,600, or if it's a problematic card in general, then he just gets over it. He just gets over it by just shuffling it back into the deck. So it's pretty good. Like I said, he's the best one. His effects are all super good. He becomes a walking floodgate that protects himself from everything except Super Quant cards and shuffles a card if it needs to, which shouldn't really happen all that often. But I think if you get 4, this card's super good. This card's really, really good. So I think that this card is obviously really amazing. I think it's kind of on the same level. I'm not going to really compare the cards though, but I think it's on the same power level relatively as like Dagosto Emerald or Lava Chain in some ways. It's really good in the fact that I think that it'll be played. It's not going to be played for like its disruption, like Tornado Dragon or Baguska has been, but it is going to be played for its utility and its overall power level. And I think just super beefy cards like this are kind of very rare to be very, very good. So if you guys did enjoy, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been Truth Alliance signing out.